called Free Banquets for a Queen. Where sky is pink near the lake, a hooded woman carries a dog, a baby, its ear flapping in the breeze. This dog is the way I know there is a breeze, and it does not cease. That tellers are truth seekers, and kitty's gonna yodel. Do you know how these birds get to eat? At a party back in '08, the large hats of females provoked me. A tool presupposes on the part of the one who makes it knowledge of its purpose. They asked me for my government name. They'll have me back behind the bar in no time. Kale and beans, kale and beans. I mourn the loss of the Yahoo billboard. I link my excitement to an image burned in a pit. Is that a wreath or coat of arms? For as long as possible, one should not blink. I have lost my touch with eggs and the gallant men who flew them. Stokely Carmichael crosses his legs. Getting ready to have been fully ensconced. I touch the work touches me, the backdrop is a fine mesh through which posses thump and leak, icing emerging markets in which the gathering mound protrudes, this the grammar in which form comes, this the nature of the transcript between persons, that terminal Morwain, ever attenuating from lap to lap. Sometimes foghorns reach city centers, sometimes 100 spondies provide the tools necessary to utilize a system while maintaining a case concept not bound by that system. And that is the story of how I earned my Purple Heart. Balled up on the Murphy bed, accusing nipples of gold digging, lacking the conviction necessary to move off the unconfused upholstery. Getting ready to have been fully ensconced. They tell you what you need is intake packets, but I want to tap the gap back till form and form's fiance turned fat back. I've been down with men's frank tearfulness after epic victories. I've known a diverted thrust or two, that plump lushness, bending the bits. Dear impresario, do it where the Congress can't reach us. And I'm going to end with this poem called Personal Poem that ends the book. It's the longest poem I've ever written. It's like 4 pages. It's not very long. They say the public sphere has ended. They say caravans impede the valleys. When you're wet and stuck from last night, don't compose a text. If you want more of what makes you feel, go to the market. Open your mouth, say what you think you might mean. Your skin is interesting to the extent it allows you to walk into this bar. That pink thing covers the tits or sits in your pants, holding you in place. Your body is already here for you. Stretched the way an ape does. Dead rat near the rain drain. You don't have any kids. You don't even have a bathtub. You have a stand-up shower in a studio by the lake. Wash your hair once or twice a week. Don't use a brush. Learn to wear contacts. Drive stick. Ask for more money if they'll give it to you, but don't mind so much. You might die, but you could end up alone and wobbly at 90. Help your great aunt with her frozen meal. Kiss your grandmother even if she doesn't know who you are. Be kind towards the paintings of the past. Remember seasons. Change your mood. Change the trees. Don't cancel on a friend more than once. They'll feel demeaned. Len Bias died of cardiac arrhythmia induced by a cocaine overdose. The greatest player never to play in the NBA. Keep in touch with your friends. Keep a few trinkets in your wallet to balance out the plastic. Ask your brother for some things, but not advice. If you are too beautiful to be a poet, do not despair. You are beautiful and God loves you. Keep a few bad jokes in your back pockets, along with a notepad and flask. It might get you laid. If you find your doppelganger, do not despair. When marching or dancing around fire or fucking, don't mind a little looping, but if there's no lily, there's a problem. The diggers radicalize the commons. Is the lesson to not exercise? Is it disgusting to eat fish and chips? He called it the Montana goodbye, yellow diamonds in the light, greyhound, greyhound, greyhound sleep. If when you wake you can't stand to walk around with your eyes and coffee doesn't help, take a nap, you might wake up distinct. Spring training is over. A boat trip to some brewery on the other side said I'd never drink again. We are asked to imagine a multiplicity of phallus receptacles in the mental health of human beings. Agriculture may have been a mistake. Yoga won't help. The buildings around the city center throb. Tall text, American audience, smashed blueberry pint, food to keep you alive. If you find yourself clawing around the apartment, lace up your boots slowly, count the eyelets. You could see fireworks out on the harbor if you climb to the roof and know what a harbor is. Fitzgerald by William Bunge, Queen Mab by Percy Shelley, Cats, 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 Death. Your Toyota Matrix will be used against you. A wife won't be paid for the strain on her body carrying around a womb, the strained rib inhibiting your capacity, a case of the schizos, the Thorazine shuffle. I'm an emerging mid-career artist. Go to the army base, go to the abandoned office park, go to the track, bet on the horses with the right names, ignore your fear of the line of empty stalls. Try to teach your lover to drive a car if your lover does not know how to drive a car. Assume the wound, disregard calls for rigor. When pressed for a tale, tell the one about the couch cushion almost burning up a house full of poets. Clean the top of the refrigerator, read Lefebvre's 500-page book on the Commune. First, translate the French. First, learn French. There has never been a general strike. Give some money for the crop failures. Give some money for the habitat of non-kings. Remember the hoarders. Don't have too many cats. Look at the moon. When your niece pulls candles and bunnies from wall sockets, believe her, she's a living relic. When he uses the word seminal, dismiss the phrase, not the name. Consult the advice columns. Your friends are not your enemies. The dream with your head magnetic to the floor, your inability to stand up. Build a program platform for culling the names, one would cease to exist. Greet the shopkeepers. First, find the shopkeepers. Remember the name of the carpenter who built you a shelf. Is it Roger or Robert? Forgive the mice, forgive the flies. Remember the debt you're living off. Remember being exchanged for a few donkeys. Remember how bricks get made. Treat the detritus around you as a talisman, the permeable wreck. Don't claim to know what modernity is. If your date uses the word dialectics, don't get up and walk out, but remember this moment, it's important. At the height of your priestly powers, don't drink beer. Astrology is real. John C. Reilly plays the frumpy husband. The enormous inflatable cylinder they're building, if you straddle it, you'll wind up diseased and emotional. Remember the midwives, the witches, the mothers. If you lack confidence in your poetry, don't compensate with clothes. If your son buys a box of sturdy locks and a primitive weapon, don't talk politics with your brother. He cannot be convinced. Eat dinner. Poetry won't sustain you. What is a woman? Get it from behind. Learn to spell medieval. Be kind, we must overthrow the government, we are too tired. Be kind, build an underground flood, build the camp, your body, a full-time profession in crossing legs. One across the other, then the next. Place your palm firmly against your thigh, keep the nerves down. Watch Vertigo with 3,000 friends, watch the three-screen tribute to conquest and empire, read more history. Burn the Olympic Village, burn the box stores. Celebrate the birthdays of your friends and the holy holidays, even if you're not a believer. Learn the tales, eat the eggs, the joy of a child with a chocolate mouth, and the sun setting, and the sun setting. Those men in Tulsa were racist, despicable, and wounded men. Don't have a husband. Don't go to Las Vegas, even the old one. Go to the desert, consider the DEA and the Department of Agriculture. Expect blockades. Mercury retrograde will end, but not Columbus. An artist with his boulder, men with their wide leg stance. Try to think what a generation might mean and epochs, but don't believe them. Visit your friends on the reservations, visit your friends in jail. Cultivate crushes and houseplants, but not too many. Call your mother on Good Friday. Drink in the sun every once in a while, especially if there's a slippery rock in the San Lorenzo. Translate your sadness to anger, then be done with it. Everyone knows you're no good at staying mad. Decorate your loved ones with green garlands. Touch the mosses. Know the names of vegetation. The acts of parliament, the elimination of holy days. One should not rise before the first light. The people resisted the repressions, dancing and frisking together. The little titties of Abel Gance's dance number. It's important that you be luminous. Don't talk too much about language in mixed company. Willful memory, forget everything, don't doubt, hold it where it hurts. Boys don't know colors, but they call them master painters. The first person to use hoodie in a poem. It's great to walk through the threshold, quit the shaking, ask for a kiss. Wear opal proud, wear it with your pants, go to the ocean. Don't keep your categories straight. Baylor, Kentucky, Chavez Ravine. They call it one big man, one big truck, but I've seen 1,000 of those trucks. Don't trust the weatherman. He's no fire hydrant, spinner cap, Origo. They may make a robot, but she'll never be Nina Simone. Thick socks, open heart, love the tiniest ways out of the sidewalks, into the trees, lust before dishonor. Thanks,